If you're watching this video, then you don't need me to tell you what speedruns are. You're more than used to watching people running, sometimes gunning, looking stunning while making plays that are cunning and becoming one of the best players of whatever game they decide to specialize in. But I know what you might be asking.
Red stuff. CSGO is a competitive shooter. What does any of this have to do with speedrun?
Shut up, I'm getting there. So no, this isn't going to be me talking about a ban percent or something, because with the state of VAC at the moment, those runs would be weeks long. No, today I want to set the scene. Now let's go back to your first steps into the world of Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Listen up. Thanks for coming out to the Geo Test Center today.
Ah yes, the CSGO tutorial. Some of you may not even know that CSGO has a tutorial, but I can assure you that it does, and it's fucking terrible. I mean, seriously, it doesn't tell you anything about how to buy weapons, use any grenade that isn't a frag, and only contains weapons from the initial launch of the game, while also telling you that basically no matter how close you are, or what gun you're using, that you should always be burst firing. So from here, I hear you saying,
Oh wow, so you're gonna talk about the hilariously boring speedrun for a tutorial of a game?
stop interrupting me. No. While there is indeed a speedrun for the entirety of the tutorial, it's not what I'm going to be focusing on today. No, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the last little activity placed right at the end of the tutorial, because it's here where you can find a weapons course, chock full of the majority of the primary weapons, grenades, and plywood bad guys to shoot at, but most importantly, a timer showing exactly how fast you managed to go all the way through the course. And okay, I get it. How extreme of a speedrun can the outdated tutorial for a competitive shooter really be? Well, I thought that myself, so I decided to hop in and give it a try.
Good to have you back at the test center.
Good to have you back too, sir.
From here, the voices in my head would go on to show me the basics of how to shoot and how recoil control works, as well as bullet penetration. After which, we would also be shown how to throw grenades, avoid flashbangs, and then how to plant and defuse a bomb, before finally showing up to exactly where all of the magic happens. So here's where I'm going to break down exactly what we're speedrunning here. In fact, I think I actually have some of my dad's old tapes around here about this stuff. Oh my god, yes. I wonder how well it holds up.
Attention! If you're watching this here tape, then that means that you're trying to speedrun this here weapons course. Well, if you want to start doing that, then you best understand what you're up against. This weapons course can effectively be divided into 4 different sections. The first of these is easy. Simply move through the close quarters room, taking out all of those plywood bastards you come across. Section 2 can see you in a long range and open environment, with hostiles using both cover and range to try and avoid your all-American justice for as long as they can. Taking out all of those termite-infested twats, we head into Section 3. Section 3 consists of 2 targets that leap out at range, followed by 3 targets lined up shoulder to shoulder. Once clear, you move on to the final section, where you must crouch under a block of wood, avoid the flashbang they throw at you, and then take out the remaining 2 hostiles before you leave. Once finished, there is a small corridor at the end, from which the timer will end upon you reaching the other side. To help you make your way through this course, you will be supplied with an option of 1 of 5 primary weapons. 2 from the SMG category, 2 from the rifle category, and 1 sniper rifle. You will also be equipped with a standard issue 5.7 and combat knife, as well as a grenade. These plywood pillocks have health roughly equivalent to that of a normal unarmored opponent. 1 shot will not always be enough to take them down. Make sure you finish your damn food, recruits. This concludes the basics of how to speedrun the CSGO weapon course. Now get out there and shred that plywood like you've been given a demolition order.
Okay, well that was informative. Prior to this run, I'd done a little bit of scouting out the first place times, and I at least managed to pick up the initial lineup for a grenade that helps to clear out the first room. After that, I would clear out the following 2 rooms, on the final one also using another technique that I'd seen that allows you to wallbang the last enemy before entering the room. After it all, I would end up with a final time of 38.4 seconds. After this, I would continue making attempts, getting my score all the way down to 33.4 seconds. But after a small cock-up with me accidentally picking up the wrong gun,
Why do I have an AK?
I actually decided that it might be a better idea for me to roll with the M4A4 instead of the P90. From which, after only a couple of attempts, I would find myself hitting a new PB at 31.4 seconds, which would already put me in the top 50 on the leaderboards. But this run was very poorly refined, and it only took me a few more attempts before bringing my score all the way down to a 27.8, followed 10 minutes later by a 26.7, then a 26.1, but then something started to happen. No matter how many times I tried, that timer just straight up refused to go any lower. And after half an hour of unsuccessful attempts, I would sit with a time that would place me 28th on the leaderboard, just shy of being in the top 25. Not bad, and for someone who was only trying for about an hour, it was definitely a respectable time. And from there, I stopped recording, left my computer, and felt content with this video only being a bit clickbaity. But then, something strange happened. Once I got back to my PC, I started doing more runs. Not necessarily because I wanted to get more footage, but more so because I knew that I could do better, and because I had a good time reducing that little number as much as I can. And so, I would keep going, researching the top runs,
Holy fucking shit, this blows my mind.
implementing new strategies, and taking some time to test out the specifics of the calls. And with all of this new information, I kept going, and going, and going, until eventually... And it would be this 22.9 that would serve as my final score. Not for a lack of trying though. In fact, I had actually managed to get one godlike run after this that, while almost completely perfect, managed to fall to some bad bullet RNG on the very last section. I even timed it. If I'd have knocked out the targets before reaching the door, I would have ended up with a score well under 22 seconds, which would have put me in the near top 5 territory. If this tragedy doesn't make you give me a like and subscribe, I don't know what will. But at the end of the day, I was happy with the time I'd managed to achieve. And if you're wanting to try this speedrun for yourself, I actually found the advanced tactics training tape earlier too. So let me just, there we go.
Welcome back, maggots. If you're watching this here video, then that means you weren't ready to let those plywood bastards get off easy. I respect that, rookie. But if you think that this is going to be easy, then you have another thing coming. This is gonna take practice and deliberation to get right. First, you need to learn your grenade lineups. The first of these will be for the initial room. Line yourself up so that you're looking at the edge of this here wooden beam, then keep moving forward till you can just barely see the orange paint. Once you think you've got your ass right where it needs to be, then aim at the point shown on screen. But don't think your job is over yet, rookie. Immediately after you throw the grenade, you're gonna need to flick to the side and pick up another to help with a later section. And try not to let the table hit you on your way through the door. Once in this room, you're gonna want to learn exactly where that last target is and pre-fire his ass through the smoke of the grenade. A few shots to hit him as you enter the room, and you can hop over that slab of concrete in the middle rather than walking around it. Upon entering stage 2, you're gonna throw your grenade in a manner that it bounces off the edge of this here board. Doing that will cut the amount of those termite-infested toe lickers in half. Once that's done, buddy hop onto the platform or the door and pop the last 2 remaining sons of bitches in the head. Moving on to stage 3, and there's even less things for you rednecks to mess up. Simply shoot the 2 targets at the end of the corridor, then shift walk across the following 3 for some easy headshots. Once entering the final stage, you're gonna want to use whatever ammo you have left in that M4 of yours to spam that wall right as you're standing up. If you get lucky, then this might just help you check out those silly little bastards stopping you here. If you did enough damage beforehand and feel confident that you can take them down quickly, make sure to head around the left side of these here tires. If not, then make your way around the right side to get an easier target. Once at the end of the course, you might think that the time saves are over, but if you can make yourself bunny hopping, then there is a large potential time save at the end waiting for you. And these are all the tactics that you need to reach the top of those leaderboards, recruits. Now all you get your ass out there and don't disappoint me.
Wow. They were really extreme back then, I guess. But that's my story. If you're gonna give this a try, then I've heard you can actually get a half-second time save by liking and subscribing this video, but that's so far proven to be TAS only, so who knows? Maybe you could be the one to pull it off in a real run.